Well, here we are, January survival mode. Carrie Arney joins us from our Keystone location. Thought we'd talk a little bit about houseplants because the houseplant craze has continued on. I mean, even before the pandemic, and Carrie, people are houseplant crazy.
Yes, absolutely. Big trend that has started and it's continued. Like Mr. Sullivan said, even through COVID, have lots of people coming in and shopping, asking questions, a lot of starters, a lot of people who know what they're doing.
All right, so what's an easy houseplant to start with?
Sure, easy houseplant would be any type of snake plant, or also called mother-in-law's tongue.
Wow, two really desirable names there.
Correct.
I mean, really, snake plant or mother-in-law's
So meaning
tongue?
because they're very hard to kill off. I hate to say that, yeah.
Wow, that is horrible. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so but general on houseplants, watering and fertilization.
Okay, so during the months of January, February, March, don't really need to fertilize a lot because not actively growing. So you could do a very late fall, let's say November, and then you could start up again in, April, because that's their active growing season.
Okay, so you want to just kind of rest. But then I think people freak out, and I know that some of the symptoms of a sick plant, and everyone thinks, oh, they need water, and sometimes it's too much water.
Correct. And one way to identify that, too much water, generally they will start yellowing from the bottom and head down.
Okay.
If it's not enough water, they will have brown on the tips on the top of the plant and then work its way down.
All right, what about soil? Now, I know some people, like this is cactus soil or succulent soil, and I know some people use this for houseplants because it's so coarse and drains well, or maybe a mix.
Right. So some of that would depend on what type of plant you have. But most houseplants like to be on the drier side, so they want a soil that is going to have nice drainage. And the cactus mix, it already has a little bit of sand, it has a little bit of bark, so it's great for drainage.
All right, but the one to avoid is like heavy soils, like
garden soil, potting soil. You don't want to use that for inside.
All right. One more thing.
Yes.
What about repotting? How do you know when to repot, and should you repot?
Yes, so again, I would avoid repotting during the winter months because they're not actively growing.
But what if we need something to do because it's January?
Right, that's okay. Just remember, go only one size up. So if you're in a 6-inch, just go up to an 8-inch.
All right. And then if you want to keep it, can you actually keep a plant small by, you hear about root pruning and all that stuff, or not so much?
I would say not so much. I think when you start to cut a plant's root system, I think that's when you cause trouble.
Okay.
So I would avoid that.
All right, and then obviously most of the plants you're trying to get as much light as possible to them in your home, but they are houseplants.
Correct. So there are some varieties that are really nice for lower light, and certainly when you come in, we can help you with that. But generally, if you had an east, a south, or a west-facing window, that's the best spot.
Okay, and I'm guessing that would be the mother-in-law tongue because you want mother-in-laws in low light? Poor mother-in-laws. All right, there's some plant tips while you're enjoying January.